Silence your external world for 5 seconds. Hear that? Beneath the noise, beneath the chaos, there's a control room. Walls lined with switches labeled fear, courage, focus, doubt. This isn't metaphor. It's your neurological command center. Carnegie knew its coordinates when he transformed rage over his mother's pawned ring into steel empires. Edison navigated its corridors during 10,000 filament failures, reprogramming despair into data. Right now, you're either the master of this sanctum or its hostage. Most live as permanent prisoners, watching their reality through the barred windows of circumstance. But a select few, the Lincolns, the Disneys, the Fords, learn the brutal truth. Outer reality is nothing but solidified inner architecture. When Carnegie said, "Take possession of your mind and you possess the world," he wasn't waxing poetic. He was issuing a field manual for reality conquest. The first law of inner sovereignty. Your thoughts aren't whispers, they're masonry tools. Every judgment, every doubt, every flicker of vision literally carves neural pathways like glaciers through bedrock. Edison's lab burned in 1914. He stood in the ashes and mentally rebuilt it larger before calling contractors. Ford's engineers swore V8 engines were impossible. He locked them in a room with blueprints stamped, "Reality update in progress." Their power didn't come from ignoring external chaos. It came from internal code so unbreakable, it reprogrammed physics. Study Rockefeller's morning ritual. 5 minutes of absolute silence, auditing his mental dashboard. Is this thought building my empire or burying it? Lincoln practiced this during Civil War sieges, writing, "I destroy enemies by first dissolving them in my mind." Your mind isn't a theater, it's a foundry, and you're either the blacksmith or the scrap metal. Warning: self-mastery isn't self-improvement. Improvement polishes surfaces. Mastery melts down and recasts your core. When Picasso abandoned his blue period, he didn't tweak his palette. He incinerated his entire aesthetic identity to forge cubism. Curie didn't study harder. She rewired her relationship with pain until radiation burns felt like love letters from the universe. This requires Carnegie-level honesty. Interrogate your mental operating system. What viruses run undetected? I'm unlucky in love. That's malware corrupting every relationship. Wealth corrupts. That's firewall blocking abundance. Ford's breakthrough came when he replaced cars for rich men, with democratized locomotion for all as his core code. Find your toxic subroutines. Drag them into daylight, like Edison examining failed filaments. Then, like Lincoln rebuilding his cabinet mid-war, execute the update. Now fortify your borders. The world isn't just distracting, it's invasive. Rockefeller's first act each day was sealing his study door. No interruptions before mental audits. Tesla worked from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. in radical isolation, calling it creating a cathedral for thought. Your focus isn't a resource, it's sovereign territory. Guard it like Carnegie guarded Bessemer steel formulas. Structure your environment like Ford's assembly line, eliminating friction points before they form. Disney's animators worked in windowless bunkers. No sunlight or street noise breached their reality creation zone. Build your own psychic fortress. Ban time vampires. Neutralize energy parasites. When Lincoln drafted the Emancipation Proclamation, he locked himself in the Telegraph Room for 72 hours with bread, water, and constitutional drafts. Result? 272 words that shattered chains. The ultimate test comes when reality revolts. Edison's lab burns. Lincoln loses sons and battles. Carnegie's bridge collapses into the Mississippi. This is where amateurs surrender. Masters? They trigger inner countermeasures. Edison didn't stay positive. He activated his pre-programmed response. Disaster reveals obsolete designs. Carnegie autopsied the the steel girders like forensic evidence. Lincoln, after Bull Run, wrote, "Defeat is fertilizer for smarter war." Your resilience isn't emotional, it's architected. Pre-rehearse catastrophes, like Patton wargaming North African tank battles. When Rockefeller faced antitrust annihilation, he didn't panic. He executed Protocol X. Diversify into medicine, education, immortality. Build your inner Pentagon with contingency plans for financial ambush, betrayal strikes, opportunity droughts. Outer chaos becomes manageable when inner responses are pre-forged. True command requires perpetual reinvention. Ford, nearly bankrupted, clinging to the Model T, Carnegie's libraries, became his post-steel operating system. Curie kept pioneering radiation treatments as her fingers necrotized. Their secret? Scheduled obsolescence for their own beliefs. Darwin forced himself to document opposing theories daily. Tesla abandoned AC royalties to chase wireless power. Install your own update protocol. Quarterly demolition days. Scrap one entrenched belief. Daily curiosity injections. Study unrelated fields. Cognitive cross-training. Rockefeller practiced poetry while building Standard Oil. Lincoln read Confederate newspapers to shatter his biases. Your mind isn't a monument. It's a perpetual construction site. The moment your inner world fossilizes, outer reality follows. Now, here are your final orders. At dawn, execute Rockefeller's Silence Audit. At noon, deploy Carnegie's Focus Barricades. At midnight, run Edison's disaster simulations. You are no longer subject to external forces. You are the general of your neurology, the architect of your reality. Carnegie didn't own steel mills. He owned the mental foundry that birthed them. Ford didn't manufacture cars. He manufactured inevitability. The control room is yours. The switches await your hand. Throw the master lever from react to command. Watch as banks bend. Careers ignite. Relationships deepen. Not through force, through absolute inner sovereignty. The universe kneels before those who master their cosmos. Now enter your sanctum. Rewrite the code.